Y'all already know what it is. Your boy JSmiff in the flesh. We're gonna talk boxing, man. We're gonna talk boxing. Cause it's necessary. What's the topic of conversation? Well, very simple. Very, very simple. Tank Davis and his team have one way or another expressed that they were going to be sending Shakur a contract. Well, it looks like that never happened. Now Shakur is moving on to another fighter, someone who's willing to fight him, Cordina. And there's people hating, like, oh, why he ain't fighting Tank? He ain't fighting Tank. Yo, they never sent the contract. They never show any effort in wanting to make the fight happen. And y'all remember, Tank's coach said, yo, we want Pitbull. We don't really want Shakur. We want Pitbull. So it's obvious that, Shakur had to move on. Shakur had to move on to something else because, Tank's people didn't want to make that fight. That's the way it played out. Hold on, man. That's the way the cookie crumbles, my peoples. I think that, most people wanted to see Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson. We already know Shakur said it, yo, send a contract. I'm signing that. No contract was ever sent. So they really, they don't want that fight. They keep, when it comes to social media, it's crazy because all over social media, fighters tell each other, yo, let's fight. I'll beat your ass. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But, when they both don't have an opponent, when they both available to make that fight, we don't get it. Like, I was really looking forward to Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson. I thought when Lomachenko pulled out of negotiations with Tank, or I don't even know if they ever went into the negotiations, but when Lomachenko decided that he was not going to fight Tank, I was for sure thinking we was going to get Tank versus Shakur. I was like, yo, Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson at the end of the year. We're going to get this fight for sure. And it didn't happen. So I was disappointed. A lot of people saying Tank Davis is going to knock Shakur out. And a few people are saying Shakur is going to win that fight. I thought we was finally going to find out because everybody can be right. Everybody can be making a correct assessment when a lot of people think Tank is going to knock Shakur out, and then there's some that think no, Shakur is going to outburn him. Somebody's wrong. But, I thought we was going to get the answer. We're not. Shakur is going to fight Cordina, and Tank, I don't know. I don't know who Tank is going to fight next. I read somewhere that it may be Tank versus Rayo next. You guys know that Rayo Valenzuela, so that did put him, in the front of the line to fight Tank Davis if Pitbull was the plan all along. And to be honest, I like a fight between Rayo Valenzuela and Tank Davis. I think that's an interesting fight. Rayo's a very skilled fighter. He also packs power. But again, man, I'm one of the fans who wanted to see Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson. I thought we was finally going to find out who is the best out of them two. So who do you guys think is the best, man, out of Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson? Who you guys will pick to win that fight? And by the way, yo, you already know what it is, man. Box Center. Your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. Don't forget to subscribe, my peoples. I promise you, I'm giving you the original boxing content. You check out the videos. I'm giving you the real deal, Holyfield, my peoples. So if this is the first time you see me, I'm JSmiff. This is Box Center. go ahead and subscribe before I blow up, because I promise you that's where I'm headed. So either you're going to jump in the bandwagon now or do it later, however you want to do it. But we coming with that real boxing knowledge, that real boxing talk, no bias, no cap. Go ahead and subscribe, check out the videos, and see what I'm talking about, my people. And let me know what you think, man. Tank Davis or Shakur Stevenson, if that fight happens. And, I'm hearing people saying that it's Shakur Stevenson's fault that Tank and Shakur's not fighting next. I don't even understand how that happens. Like, Shakur been calling him out, been saying, yo, let's make it happen. How is it his fault? They never sent the contract. What was he supposed to do? Just stay inactive and not fight? So, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, my peoples. I think that Tank Davis, if he fights Rayo Valenzuela next, I'm cool with that fight. But, man, I'm tired of Tank not fighting the best. Like, Tank is about to be 30 years old, and he still hasn't fought any other guys who've been the best in the division. So, I'm disappointed in that. Tank is one of the best. And a lot of people even consider him the face of boxing. So you want to see a guy like that get in there versus the best. I want to see Tank versus Shakur. I want to see Tank versus Teofimo. I want to see Tank versus all of the best fighters in the divisions that he's fighting in. And we're simply not getting that. But let's see. If he fights it, like I said, man, if he fights at Rayo Valenzuela, I think that's a good matchup. I like that fight. But, man, I really wanted to see Tank versus Shakur. Like, that's really what I was looking forward to. Alance Ryan from Malaysia. What's good, my guy? Appreciate you jumping in. I'm doing good, my brother. I hope you're doing good as well. And we talking boxing. So let me know, man. Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson. If that fight happens, who do you have winning it? And how? Do you think the fight goes the distance? Or is Shakur going to get knocked out? Not everybody, but a lot of people think he's going to get knocked out. Do you think that's going to happen? Seen a lot of people say Shakur is going to get knocked out. Yesterday somebody told me, yo, he's going to get slept in the third or fourth round. So I'm like, damn, people really think Tank is just going to wash him. How do you think that, Shakur is a multi-division champion, unified titles, undefeated champion. How do you think this guy's just going to get washed? I don't know. But we're not going to find out this year, unfortunately. So, for some of us who've been wanting Shakur versus Tank for a long time, it's disappointing that, it seemed like we were close to getting that fight, and we're not going to get it. Oh, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. That's why, in boxing, sometimes we want to fight and we get so amped up for it. But if you've been following it long enough, you know that a fight is not a done deal until the contract is signed. Sometimes fighters enter negotiations and it doesn't work out. Sometimes, they're going back and forth on social media, and you think based on that something is going to materialize and they're going to end up fighting, and nothing happens. So until the contracts are signed on both ends, you really don't know that a fight is going to happen in boxing. But it was wishful thinking. I really wanted Shakur versus Tank. It just didn't play out that way. That's boxing, my people. You can never be too sure that a fight is going to happen until it's a done deal. So what's up, my peoples? Holla at me, man. Let me know what y'all think. Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis. Whose fault is it that this fight is not happening next? Some people are saying it's Shakur's fault, and some people are saying it's Tank's fault. So I want to know, whose fault is it that we're not getting Shakur Stevenson versus Tank Davis? Whose fault is it? Because they was both free. They was both, waiting for an opponent. Tank's team had stated that, they would be sending out a contract. That never happened. So you could never say, oh, Shakur priced himself out. They never sent him a contract. They never tried to make the fight happen. So what is YouTube? And I'm asking for advice. Well, YouTube is the channel that you're on right now. What advice do you need? So yeah, my peoples, listen, man. Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson. That's like a super fight. We were this close to getting it, man. It's just, for whatever reason, Tank's team never sent a contract, never sent an offer. And there you have it. Shakur had to move on to somebody else. So, I don't know if y'all disappointed, but I'm disappointed because I thought we was going to get this fight. I really thought it was going down. From Iran, oof. What's good, my peoples from Iran? Appreciate you joining. You already know what it is. If you enjoy boxing, Box Center, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show, find out why. Subscribe, check out the videos. I promise you, Box Center is like nothing that's out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't copy nobody. I'm not out here telling you what everybody else is telling you or trying to follow any narrative. I call it how I see it, and I give it to you guys. Straight up. So, go ahead and subscribe, man. Right there, Box Center. This is where it's at right here. Arya Sadegian Arya from Iran. Appreciate you jumping on, man. For real. What's up, my peoples? Talk to me, man. Let me know what y'all think. Are you hoping for Shakur Stevenson versus Tank Davis like I was, or you was just happy that Tank is not gonna fight Shakur next? Some people didn't want to see that fight for whatever weird reason. But again, man, I'm disappointed. So many people were predicting that Tank was gonna knock Shakur out, and I just wanted to see the fight. Let me finally see how the fight is gonna play out, and we're not gonna get it now. So Shakur had to move on to fight somebody else, and we're gonna have to wait to find out who Tank is gonna fight next. I will say El Rayo Valenzuela beat Pitbull, so he might get that fight with Tank next. It might play out like that. Remember, my peoples, Box Center, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I promise you, this is the original content. Boxing on the best level that you see it on YouTube. I promise you that, man. You're going to enjoy the videos, the live. We go in for real. We know boxing. This is not just talking to just be talking. You know what I'm saying? Who is Keyshawn fighting? I think Keyshawn Davis doesn't have his next opponent lined up yet. If I'm not mistaken, I don't believe I've seen any announcement from Keyshawn. I know he's trying to get a fight with Teofimo, but I don't think that's gonna happen right now because he's at 135. Teofimo's 40. So I don't think that fight is gonna happen unless Keyshawn moves up to 140, and then we can go from there. So for now, to my knowledge, Keyshawn Davis does not have an opponent lined up yet. So let's see how that's gonna play out. But again, man, I'm seeing a lot of people blaming Shakur Stevenson for the fight not happening with Tank Davis. Like, some of us thought it was gonna happen. How do you blame somebody who never received a contract? How can you blame somebody who never had the opportunity to make that fight happen? He's out there. He's a free agent. He can fight whoever he wants. He's saying, yo, send me the contract. I'm ready. And they never sent him a contract. They never show any interest in wanting to make that fight. So what is Shakur Stevenson supposed to do? he went on and signed to fight somebody else, Joe Cordina. So that's the fight we're gonna get. He did a live teasing that he was on fight day, and it's an undefeated opponent. Yeah, but he didn't announce anything officially. So what I'm guessing is that he's talking with somebody behind the scenes, but they haven't been able to agree to to the terms of the contract. So it hasn't been announced. So that's speculation on my end. Usually when everything is agreed to, contracts are signed, they make the announcement. No official announcement tells me that he's just maybe talking to somebody, trying to make something happen. And you never know. Maybe they're close to making it happen, but it's not a done deal yet, to my understanding. Based on what we're seeing. I tell you what, though, I would like to see Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson. Keyshawn Davis, my bad. He's never going to fight Shakur. You know that they boys. I meant to say Keyshawn Davis and Teofimo Lopez. That's a fight I'd like to see. In all honesty, Tank, I think he's going to go with Rayo Valenzuela. Just because his team wanted him to fight Pitbull. And obviously with Pitbull losing, he's already out of the picture. Well, Rayo Valenzuela beat him. And I don't know if I think, Rayo Valenzuela is a PBC fighter. He's a PBC fighter. So that's an easy fight to make. The fight will have to be 140. The fight will have to be at 140. However, they could make it a catch weight. Remember, Tank is the A side. So he could say, yo, let's fight at 136, 137. I think they could make it a catch weight. But we have to wait and see. I'm only putting Rayo in front of that line because he beat Pitbull. However, it's all speculation. I'm not just going to guess and tell you these are facts or this is how it's going to play out. Because honestly, we don't know. We have to wait for Tank to make that decision. If you remember, he had that secondary Mickey Mouse title in the division a while back, which he got from Mario Barrios, but Rayo Valenzuela got the legit belt. So if Tank was to beat him, that's going to make him a legit 140 division champion. Honestly, I didn't even see that as legit when he beat Mario Barrios. To me, I was like, nah, that's a Mickey Mouse belt. I wasn't really having it. My peoples from Iran, I appreciate you. You don't have to thank me for reading your comment. I appreciate you jumping on, and rocking with me, man. Box Center, JSmiff. A lot of people don't know me yet. That's why you see sometimes, just 2 or 3 people, come in my live. Sometimes I get a little bit more. But I'm basically just an unknown coming on here, talking boxing. And just waiting for people to see what I'm talking about. They're gonna rock with me eventually. Does Virgil have a chance against Crawford or Boots? Listen, you know how it goes with boxing that we usually judge fighters by their latest performance. Virgil Ortiz did not look spectacular. Matter of fact, he didn't really look good in his last performance. He did some things, but he looked like he struggled at the 154 division. That was his debut. Right now, I don't see him beating Terrence Crawford or Jaron Ennis Boots. I think maybe 2-3 years ago, Virgil and Boots were right there together. As a matter of fact, if you look at their resume, I think Virgil has a few better wins. But, with Virgil having to be inactive for such a long time, he had to pull out twice out of a fight. at the 147 division. Now he went to 154. And, during that time, I feel like Boots has been, progressing, getting better and better. And Virgil kind of stood behind right there where he was a few years ago. We haven't seen that progression because he's been inactive. So I think if they were to fight right now, Boots would win that fight. Now, maybe 2-3 years down the line, Virgil can step up and he'll be more competitive, or maybe he even have a chance of beating Boots. But right now, I don't think so. Right now, I got Boots and Crawford both being able to beat Virgil based on his inactivity and how he looked at his last outing. To be honest, I had him winning that fight. I did have him winning. I know it was controversial. I know it was close. I know that he obviously got dropped. But, something I tell a lot of people, man, when somebody gets dropped, it only impacts that round. It's a 10-8 round, and that's it. Dropping somebody is not going to have a carryover effect like they're going to give you the rest of the rounds because you dropped them. So, yes, he did get dropped multiple times, but I saw him winning a lot of the rounds. So, I'm giving it to him. Virgil versus Spence, that's a little bit hard to answer because I don't know what Errol Spence we're going to get. And what I mean by that is that I've seen fighters take a beating like the one Errol took and never be the same again. So I want to see Errol versus Fundora to see, are we going to get the same Errol as before, or is he done? We have to find out. Now, if Errol looks spectacular versus Fundora, I'll go ahead and say that he could beat Virgil. The old version of Errol Spence will beat Virgil Ortiz. If he, lost a little bit of punch resistance, or if he lost a little bit of that fire with that last loss, Virgil will smoke him. Mr. Shakur, #1 fan. If I could pick anyone to be Virgil's new trainer, Errol's new trainer, I would pick Bomac. Go train with Crawford. Bomac would be a great trainer for Errol. Oh, you know what? Floyd would be a great trainer too. Because I think Errol got to work on his defense. So I think Floyd will be a great trainer for Errol as well. Marcos Maidana. Ooh. Yo, Marcos Maidana, man, he's somebody that people got to give props to. You know why? Because he gave Floyd such a good fight that, a lot of people felt he won that first fight. And because of it, he got himself a rematch. Which the rematch, Floyd clearly beat him. But because of those two fights, he was able to make so much money that he retired from the sport of boxing. He's wealthy. His money that he made in dollars translated in Mexican money to a bunch of millions, and he's set for life. So Maidana, he's a Cinderella story. He made his life out of those two fights with Floyd Mayweather. Errol over the hill, that Ferrari accident took the best for him. That's a false narrative. NYC Alex, 845, that's a false narrative. And I'm going to tell you why that's a false narrative. Y'all been milking that accident forever. And I'm going to tell you why that's a false narrative, my boy. If you think about it, you could do your research. Errol did not break a single bone in his body. His worst injury was lost teeth. He lost some teeth. He didn't even break a pinky. So that's one of those accidents where the accident looks so bad, the car flipped, the person was ejected, that people just want to say, oh my God, it's the worst thing ever. But he didn't break a single bone in his body, He didn't have no serious injury, not even one. Worst injury, he lost some teeth. That's not the type of accident that your body's gonna be damaged for years and years till he fought Terrence Crawford. That's a narrative, my peoples. That's a narrative that was made up to discredit Terrence Crawford greatness to discredit Terrence Crawford's win over Errol Spence. Oh, the accident. Oh, the eye surgery. Oh, nah, he was high. Man, listen, Terrence Crawford was the better fighter, and that's the only reason why he won. That's a fact. I promise you that. Robert Garcia, I think they match each other. I like Robert Garcia. To train Errol Spence, but boxing is very competitive, and I think just because Errol Spence beat the shit out of Mikey Garcia the way that he did, I don't see Robert wanting to train him. Now he is a businessman, so I think if they was to reach out, I think maybe he would do it, but I'm not sure just because of the ass whooping that Mikey took, in the hands of Errol. Robert Garcia has been one of the best trainers in the world for a long time at this point. He's worked with a lot of championship caliber fighters. So, bro, you see what I'm telling you? You proved my point. You said, did you see the video? He suffered traumatic. My boy, you can look it up. The report is out. He didn't suffer a single traumatic injury. He broke teeth and that's it. No bones, no neurological damage, no nerve damage anywhere in his body, no muscle tissue damage anywhere in his body. That's false, my boy. That's what I'm telling you, that it's the type of accidents that you see a car flipping, you're like, oh my God, that's a horrible accident. Don't go by the way the accident looked. Go by the incident report. The incident report is going to show you that he didn't have no serious injury. Errol Spence did not have a single, serious injury to his body. Not one. That's why, notice that you're pointing out, did you see the video? Did you see the video? Because in your mind, you're saying, well, that video, that car flip, it must have been horrible. Yo, trust me, there's a lot of people, that's been ejected out of cars that didn't even twist an ankle. Errol Spence was lucky. He did not break a single bone in his body. Everybody been milking that accident to the fullest extent just to not give Crawford credit for that win. That accident was far from as serious as it looked. It looked serious, but look at the accident report. My boy didn't even break a pinky. Y'all already know what it is, my people. Don't forget to subscribe. Box Center, I promise you, it's your favorite boxer's favorite boxing show. Subscribe to the channel and check out the content. That real deal Holyfield. Look, you're telling me that I love Shakur and that I love Crawford. The first thing is, right, we haven't even talked about Shakur. But we're not even talking about Crawford, my boy. We're talking about Errol. And you're saying, well, the accident, got the best out of him. And what I'm telling you is facts. Look at the difference between what you're saying and what I'm saying, right? You're assuming that the accident got the best from him because the way the accident looks. And I'm telling you, look at the accident report. Look at the injuries that he sustained. You just told me that he sustained traumatic injuries, and I'm telling you that's a lie. He did not sustain traumatic injuries. He didn't break a single bone in his body. He didn't suffer any neurological damage. He didn't suffer nerve damage. He didn't suffer muscle damage. So what are you talking about? So all I'm doing is telling you the facts, and you're telling me, no, that's bias. You're talking for Crawford. But I'm just giving you the facts, my brother, of what actually happened. Extensive physical therapy. My boy, you making that up. What extensive physical therapy? Google that, my brother. Google it. His worst injury was the teeth that he busted. I know, look, you saying we argue about Shakur and Tank. I know you love Shakur. But it's you that keep bringing up Shakur, my guy. I'm not even talking about Shakur. Like, Do I love Shakur or do you hate Shakur? Because you keep bringing him up. Look, I haven't spoken about him. You keep bringing up Shakur. You keep bringing up Crawford. Which means you're a Shakur and a Crawford hater. I'm not even bringing them up, my guy. You're the one saying Shakur and Crawford, Shakur and Crawford. You're bringing them up because you don't like them. Bro, how you just gonna say that he had head trauma? Come on. You see, we want to hate on Crawford so bad that we want to become doctors. Of course he didn't have no head trauma. That would have been in the report. The accident report states that his injuries were missing teeth, and that's it. That's it. I'm exaggerating. I know there was something else. I think he got cut somewhere. I don't remember. But he did not have a single broken bone. And now you're making stuff in your mind about head trauma. Of course he didn't have no head trauma. That would have been stated in the injury report, my boy. Come on now. Ah, come on, man. You listen, if you want to talk about Crawford and Shakur, just say that you want to talk about Crawford and Shakur, my boy. And just say it. We could talk about it if you want to. Yo, he said he got knocked out unconscious. How is that not head trauma? Haven't you seen people get knocked unconscious all the time inside the ring? People get knocked unconscious all the time inside the ring. What are you saying? People get knocked unconscious and fight 3 months later. You're saying because he got knocked unconscious 4 years, 3 years later down the line, oh, he's not good for Bud anymore. People get knocked unconscious in the ring all the time. Now you became a doctor and decided that there was head trauma? Come on, man. Come on, man. You see? That's the thing, yo. When you want to hate on somebody, you're not being realistic. You make up your own things in your head. Like, it was probably head trauma because it might as well. It was an ugly accident. Come on, my people. Let's be more realistic than that. We got to stop making stuff up like we want to believe it and go with the facts. My boy said this tragic accident. Yo, tragic is usually a word used when people die in an accident. Nobody died, not even a single broken bone. Yo, the only tragedy in this accident is that a Ferrari was lost. What are you talking about, tragic? Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. They're never the same after they get knocked out. Like, how long you been watching boxing for again? Because Manny Pacquiao got slept nasty by Marquez. And then after that, he knocked more people out and became champion more times after he got knocked out. Mike Tyson got knocked out and knocked out a bunch of people after that and became champion again. Roy Jones Jr. got knocked out. He became champion again. Like, people get knocked out and become champions again all the time, bro. Like, what kind of argument you trying to make? Oh my God, yo. My boy said, Into Pieces definitely went downhill with therapies. He got skinny, lost his power. Okay. So therapy, he got skinny, lost his power, and 3 years later, after he had already knocked out Ugas, he was still skinny and had still lost his power. Man, shut the fuck up. Respectfully, shut the fuck up. Years later down the line, that therapy still had him skinny and without power. My boy had already went up to like 170 and came back down to 147 to fight Ugas. Bro, you're not making sense. You're not. Come on, man. Jake Paul's gonna knock out Canelo. Yeah, good stuff. That's a good comparison, right? That's a good comparison. Terrence Crawford. Look, I'm going to tell you why you guys are clinging on to that accident so badly. I'm going to tell you why. Here's the truth that y'all need to hear. Y'all clinging on to that accident because y'all spent 3 years telling the world that Bud was too little, Spence was gonna break him down, Spence was too big, Spence was gonna knock him out. Y'all spent 3 years telling everybody how Spence was gonna break him and how y'all was sure about this. So when Bud went in there and beat the shit out of that man, you couldn't just accept that beating. Now, because you were wrong for 3 years, now you got excuses. That's actually sad, my peoples, yo. That's sad. 3 years, yo, Arrow's gonna beat him up. Arrow's gonna knock him out. And then when Bud beat the shit out of Arrow, y'all reached out for the excuses. Oh no, the accident from 3 years ago where he didn't break a single bone in his body. Come on, man. That's sad, yo. Y'all went down sad. Arrow took the worst beating in the last 30 years. And y'all went down sad with the excuses, man. Like, yo, y'all got more excuses than Arrow himself. Yo, y'all really got more excuses than Arrow himself. That's sad, man. That's sad. For 3 years, Arrow's gonna knock Crawford out. Watch. When Arrow get knocked out, oh no, the accident and the eye, and he's not a superhero, you know. Come on, man, nah. Y'all too late for the excuses. Y'all lasted 3 years talking about how Arrow's gonna knock Bud out. Now y'all got the excuses after he took that beating. It's too late for the excuses. That's the reason why Arrow lost. Arrow lost because Crawford was and is a better fighter. Period. And you know what's funny? I predicted that Terrence Crawford was going to knock out Errol Spence in the 8th or the 9th round. I lasted like years making that prediction. And people laughing at me. People telling me that I didn't even believe that myself. That I'm just capping. And then it happened exactly how I said it. I even predicted. Yo, Gregory, what's good, my G? Appreciate you jumping on with us. Yo, I even predicted that Bud was going to knock Arrow out. And immediately Arrow's fan base was going to come out with the excuses. That's why I love the internet. You got receipts. It keep receipts for you. I knew y'all was going to have the excuses. I already knew it. I was waiting for it. I was like, oh my God, yo. Errol Spence was good for Ugas, but the accident came back for Crawford. An accident that took place years ago without a single broken bone in his body, without a single serious injury. That accident came back when he was going to fight Crawford. I predicted Berlanga was going to beat Canelo. We making stuff up now. When you start to see that I'm right about the shit I'm saying, you gotta make some stuff up so I could be wrong too. Come on now. Come on, my boy. Come on, my boy. Listen. I seen Berlanga talking to Fat Joe. I think it was yesterday. And he told Fat Joe, I'm going to knock Canelo out in 6. He don't even believe that shit. When I heard him say that, I'm like, oh, nah, man. Berlanga knows he going to get folded. So he talking real big because he already know what's coming. Canelo going to fold him. So you could take that to the bank to get some pounds. By the way, my peoples, y'all see that Shakur is not going to fight Joe Cordina, which that's not the fight we wanted. We wanted Shakur Stevenson versus Tank Davis, right? Well, even though Tank's team came out and said we're going to send him a contract, They never did. No contract was ever sent. Obviously, Shakur's not going to stay inactive for the rest of the year. He went and signed on to fight somebody that's actually willing to fight him. But that's not the fight I wanted. I'm sure you guys didn't want that fight either. Tank destroys Loma, first one to KO, bro, guarantee. Honestly, I'm not sure about that. You know, Tank did duck Loma for like 5-6 years. And I know y'all like to skip that part. But at this point in time, Loma is, you know, in the tail end of his career. Can he pull a Manny Pacquiao on Keith Thurman and upset Tank? We don't know that. He got the tools and resources. And he looked good in his last fight. Matter of fact, Loma has looked good in every fight. Even versus Devin Haney, he looked good. So we can't say that he's washed or that he's done until we see him, you know. But the thing is, Father Time can kick in right there in the fight. And before you know it, he is getting slept by Tank. The fight never happened, so it's all up to speculation. Remember, my peoples, if you haven't subscribed, Box Center, you already know what it is, my people. Subscribe, hit that like button, comment. The music in the background, let me ask you a question. Is the music too loud? I just want to have something playing in the background, but let me know if it's too loud. I could lower the volume. Look at that, you see? You said Tank ain't duck nobody, they duck him. That's some Tank fan shit you saying right there. And I'm going to prove it to you. Yo, it was like 4 years ago that Bob Arum said, yo, we want to fight Tank. Lomachenko want to fight Tank. And what did Floyd say? On video, the video's right there on YouTube. Yo, we don't have to fight Loma. He's just getting old. He's in a hurry to make fights quick. We're in no rush. You know, let him do whatever he want to do. We're going to do it. In other words, Floyd was saying, yo, as long as he's young and fucking people up, excuse my French, we're not going to fight him. Now that Loma, you know, he's in his late 30s, now we ready to fight him. Come on now, everybody's seen that. Don't play like that. Why would they fight when they would make more money later on? Now you want to be in the business of boxing. You see, that's the thing about being a fan of boxing. That look, you're already in this live. You was already a doctor. You know about brain trauma that you didn't see no documents about. You know about brain trauma. Now you're doing the business of boxing. Now you're like, oh no, because it could have been more money. So you see, boxing fans, we become everything. We become promoters, we become trainers, we become all that shit, even though we never been involved in none of that shit. Come on, my people. Will we see Tank Davis ever get knocked out in his career? I don't know. I'm going to tell you like this, man. Tank has a heck of a chin. He's taken some good shots and he hasn't even been wobbled. So it's hard. He'll be very hard to knock out. You know, plus he has that build. Tank got that short neck. The fighters that got that short neck, they very hard to knock out. Like Canelo, if you look at Canelo's neck, he doesn't have a very long neck. So his frame and how you know sturdy he is, yo, Tank is gonna be a tough fighter to knock out. He might actually go through his career and not get knocked out. Tank, yo, it's hard. Like, I can't see nobody in the 135 division knocking him out. I could tell you that right now. Nobody in the division I could imagine knocking Tank out. Now, if he moves up to 140, then, you know, that's different. He can find somebody there that has that power. And if he go to 147, then he could definitely get knocked out. If he move to 147, step in there with boots, he could get folded. He could take a nap. Believe that. Boots will sleep him. But he ain't even gonna try that. Now, I'm gonna tell you something funny, yo. Bro, Tank killed Shakur, he killed Rayo, and only one that can bear him is Teofimo if he comes to box like against Loma. Yeah, man, those predictions won't play out, you know. Shakur outboxed Tank easy. And Tank versus Rayo, we gotta see that fight. I'm not even ready to predict anything on that. I don't want to go against Rayo. I know Tank will be the favorite in that fight. But Rayo Valenzuela, I think he's a special talent too. So we gotta see that fight. You gotta see that fight. If you haven't subscribed, my people, go ahead and subscribe, man. Don't slip. Don't slip. By the way, my peoples, let me know if that music is too loud. If it is, I'll lower the volume. Just in case. Just like Crawford about to get KO'd by Canelo if he tries to make 168. Well, let's see, man. Hopefully that fight can happen. But here's how you know how dangerous Terrence Crawford is. Because fans, you guys are biased. And you always think your guy's going to knock everybody out. Look, Tank is going to knock everybody out. Canelo's going to knock everybody out. And everybody you support is going to knock everybody out. But let me tell you something. When it comes to that fight, Canelo is asking for $150 million to fight Terrence Crawford. That would be a career payday. Canelo's never made $150 million for a fight. So what I'm trying to tell you is, every time a fighter asks a crazy sum of money, that's because they're going to fight somebody that could beat them. That's because they're going to find somebody that has a chance of beating them. That's why they ask for such a career and crazy payday. If you're going to whoop my ass, you're going to have to pay me a lot of money to do it. That's what y'all got to understand, my peoples. Why you think he won $150 million to fight Terrence Crawford and $200 million to fight Benavidez? Why? He know why he won. Yo, listen. All you have to do, my people, is look at the history of boxing. Look at what they had to pay Floyd to get in there with Pac-Man. He beat him, but they had to pay him that much money because this is the best dude I'm ever going to fight. So that's always the way it plays out. Canelo's asking for $150 million because he know what Crawford brings to the table. If Crawford was easy money, Canelo would be taking $10 million like nothing. Let me get that $10 million real quick. But he know what's up. Y'all don't know what's up with Terrence Crawford because y'all on denial. But when Canelo say I need $150 million to fight him, he know what's up. Y'all don't know what's up, but he know what's up. Trust me. Yo, you see the oxymoron in your comment? You're saying that he's going to knock Crawford out easy, and at the same time you're saying it's a high risk, low reward. Bro, if it's a high risk, what is that telling you right there? What is that telling you right there? And to show you that you're a hater, how are you going to say low reward when Canelo's going to get a career payday? Look at the hater logic. You're going to say it's low reward when Canelo's going to get a career payday. How could that be low reward? And then you're going to say that it's high risk but an easy knockout. Look at your oxymoron, my brother. Look how you contradicted yourself. High risk but an easy knockout. You don't get both, my boy. It's either a high risk, difficult fight, or an easy fight and an easy knockout. You're talking about it's a high risk, but an easy knockout. And a low reward, but he's going to get a career payday. That's what happens when you just hating on somebody. You don't make no sense. You try to make it make sense, but it don't make sense. When we analyze what you're saying, you don't make no sense, my God. Look at that. Canelo's smart. High risk, low reward. Well, you know, if you understand what that phrase really means, high risk, low reward, it means that it's a dangerous fighter. It means that it's a top level fighter. So how you talking about high risk but an easy knockout. You contradicting yourself right there, my dude. Oh my God. Now Canelo don't need the money. Yo, I have no idea who told you that Canelo is making more with Berlanga. Who told you that? Who's lying to you? People are lying. Like, either somebody's lying to you or you're making that on the spot. You're making it up right now just to defend Canelo's honor. Because Canelo is not even making $50 million versus Berlanga right now. And he's trying to get over 100 to fight Crawford. Where are you getting this information from, my guy? Like, he's not even going to get, versus Berlanga, he's not even going to get half. He's not even going to get half of what he's going to get versus Crawford. And you're talking about low reward. Come on, bro. Look. Instead of you using your opinion as to all of these things that you really don't know, all I tell you is this. Look at Floyd. Look at all the best fighters. And look at when they asked their career payday, who they were fighting. They asked for the career paydays when they were asking the best opponents. When they were asking the toughest opponents. They say, yo, you want me to fight him? You got to give me the most money I ever got. So if Canelo is asking you the most money he ever got to fight Terence Crawford, that tells you everything you really need to know. You're just on denial. What can I tell you, B? What can I tell you? That right there tells you what you need to know, but you're in denial. Since you will not give Terence Crawford his credit for his greatness, for being a 4-division champion, for being a 2-division undisputed, for absolutely brutalizing Errol Spence, for now becoming a champion by beating a champion at 154. Since you won't give him credit for any of those things, right now you have to say, oh no, well, you still can't give him credit. You still can't do it. Listen to what you're saying, bro. He's a high-risk fight, but an easy knockout. All you gotta do is listen to yourself and see if that really makes sense. How somebody's high risk, but an easy knockout. And how is somebody low reward, but a career payday? Neither one of those assessments make any sense. You're literally contradicting yourself. That's why I be saying, man, a lot of times we go with emotions and with what we want, how we want it to be. We don't really go by the truth and what's really happening. Because Terence Crawford has done everything and anything to fight Canelo, including saying, yo, I'm going to agree to whatever you want. Whatever you want, we're going to agree to that. Let's fight. And look, the fight couldn't get made. Crawford got shit to handle at 147 and 154. Okay, so you see, again, the Terence Crawford hater type of comment. Why would Crawford have anything to handle at 147 if he's already said that he's going to move up to 154 and not come back down? 147 is already out of the picture. I know you want to keep Terence Crawford away from Canelo as far as possible. He's never going to fight at 147 ever again. So he don't have no business at 147. Crawford is a 154 division champion right now and looking to move up further. Why are you bringing up 147? So you see, all you're doing is getting him further and further from Canelo, because deep down, you don't want that fight. You're one of the people that will go on social media like, yeah, nobody wants Bud and Canelo. Nobody wants that fight. Y'all don't want that fight. Y'all scared to death. Oh, my God. You see, man, you don't even know what you're talking about. He needs to beat Teofimo at 147 when Teofimo's at 140 and hasn't even made his debut at 147. Teofimo doesn't have a single fight as a welterweight. If he pummeled Teofimo at welterweight, people like you going to say, nah, Teofimo's too little. Teofimo was moving up. You're not gonna give him credit for that, and he's not even in that division. Come on, man. and and then you say that he gotta beat Virgil when them people just said they wanted to fight Virgil, and it's Virgil's team that don't want to fight Crawford. And mind you, I remind you, it was 3 years ago that Terence Crawford team, when he was still with Top Rank, sent Virgil an offer, and Virgil turned them down. They was with Top Rank together. They could have made that fight. Virgil ran from that fight, and you sitting over here talking about he needs to be Virgil, who don't want to fight Crawford, and he needs to be Teofimo, who isn't even a welterweight. Now, since you saying all of that, who the hell did Berlanga beat to get Canelo? You want to tell me that? Who Berlanga beat to get Canelo? Tell me that. Or who did Yildirim beat to get Canelo? You see, that's the thing, man. When y'all get on that fanboy shit, y'all start saying, no, he got to earn that fight. He got to earn it. Man, get the fuck out of here where he got to earn it. That's that real fanboy shit. In boxing, you don't got to earn that. The fighter got to say we want it and they make it happen. It's only the fans that be with that goofy shit about, he got to earn that. He got to beat these guys first before he can get my guy. Like, bro, that's corny as fuck. Listen, that 168 pounds, man, y'all just don't understand, B. Y'all just really don't understand. Listen, Canelo Alvarez is a small 168 pounder. Everybody that Canelo fought at 168 is bigger than him. Canelo's not a big dude. Yo, people be acting like Crawford is a little dude and Canelo's this huge guy. Yo, Canelo's a little bit shorter than Bud. Canelo has shorter reach than Bud. And Crawford walk around in the 160s and the 170s, bro. When they stand next to each other, Canelo don't even look that much bigger than Crawford when they next to each other. But y'all be acting like Crawford is a strawweight and Canelo's a heavyweight. Yo, the size difference between Crawford and Canelo is not that much like y'all want to believe, bro. It's not. Canelo is a true 168 pounder and Crawford look like shit at 154. Okay, if you want to say Crawford look like shit at 154, that's your opinion. Cool with that. But him looking at shit like shit at 154 had absolutely nothing to do with weight. Did you see Madrimov walking him down? Did you see Madrimov bullying him? Did you see Madrimov hurting him? Nope. Madrimov was out there trying to box and being cautious. And if anything, he was walking Madrimov down in the later rounds. So weight did not have nothing to do at 154. Weight wasn't a factor. Madrimov wasn't throwing his weight around in that fight. Y'all, again, it's all about the Terence Crawford hate narrative that y'all just don't want to see him fight Canelo. Because if that man beat Canelo, now y'all going to do the same thing y'all did with Errol. Y'all going to find some whole new excuses to say why he beat Canelo. Yo, listen, man. Crawford beat Madrimov easy. Easy. Outboxed him easy. Had him on survival mode in the later rounds when Madrimov was just being cautious. Throwing little bit of punches and blocking a lot. Shelling up like this. Just shelling himself up. Madrimov was just trying to get knocked out those last few rounds, man. You playing. Man, listen. Like I said, I myself, I'm picking Crawford to beat Canelo. I know why I'm picking him. What y'all saying, though, that's whack. Y'all like, oh, because he's 168. And he's a true 168 pounder. And Crawford at 154. Notice, when you picking Canelo, you're not even talking about skills. You don't even talk skills. You just talk size. Oh, 168, 168, and 154. Skills for skills, Canelo is not better than Crawford. And you know what? The two people who beat Canelo, neither was power punches. Neither needed power to beat his ass. Floyd didn't need power. Bivol didn't need power. So Crawford don't need power to outbox him. Easily. Yeah, but y'all gonna learn though. Y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn. So check it, my peoples. I'ma drop off, but guess what? In about an hour, I'ma come back on to be continuing this conversation. We're gonna go at it again. Remember to subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. You already know what it is, man. Your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show, my peoples. Peace.